All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayath, the Dobadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Sunday evening camp, Lord willing, a bit edifying unto the body and to the sincere listeners. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the book of Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 3, starting at verse 13. And it says, "Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding." Verse 14, "For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold." 15, "She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her." Verse 16, "Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor." 17, "Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace." Verse 18, "She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her." So, Sophia, wisdom, right here. Happy is the man that findeth wisdom and getteth understanding, okay? Wisdom is the true riches, okay? It teaches you how to walk throughout life, how to maneuver accordingly, okay? Okay, I'm gonna read that again in verse, read it right here, and let's see, where was it? Verse 16, "Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand is riches and honor." So, length of days, okay, you prolong this right here. This is the reason why we're still alive, okay? This, okay? And this right here, this wisdom is not to be compared to worldly riches, not to be compared to money, precious jewels, diamonds, rubies, sapphire, or whatever. You can't compare that to this, okay? This is the ultimate jewel, the ultimate riches, all right? And she is, in verse 18, Proverbs 3 and 18, "She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her, and happy is everyone that retaineth her," because she gives us the light, okay? Gives us all knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about life and how to move and what we should be doing. She gives us that focus. Verse 19, "The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heavens." Verse 20, "By his knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew." Verse 21, "My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion." So, excuse me, maintain self-discipline and control, man, because that's what wisdom is all about. Wisdom teaches you discipline and self-control, okay? Discipline, your level of discipline dictates how your life is going to be, okay? The greater the discipline, basically the better, okay? Verse 20, verse 22, "So shall they be life unto thy soul, and grace to thy neck," okay? So these scriptures are to be life unto the soul and grace to thy neck, okay? To keep you out of trouble, keep you alive, okay? Verse 23, "Then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble," okay? By wisdom you shall walk safely, and your foot shall not stumble, which means you won't run into trouble or get caught in a snare, or end up doing something stupid or be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, Wisdom gives us that level of discernment to tell whether or not, okay, should we be here or shouldn't we be here? Or if you can read a certain situation and you can tell that things are about to get a little bit weird, you leave. That's the spirit. That's Yahweh Bashim Yahushai giving you that wisdom and that level of discernment to tell, to be able to read a situation, and the best possible outcome is to just leave. Okay, verse 24, when thou liest down, thou shalt not be afraid. Yeah, thou shalt lie down, and thy sleep shall be sweet. Okay, because of wisdom, because this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, through the will and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we should be able to sleep soundly. Okay, we have nothing to worry about, nothing to be afraid of. Because why? Because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's got our back. Verse 25, be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. So when all hell breaks loose and you see these wicked ass people getting put to death left and right, don't be afraid. Just know that this is the will of the Lord and this is his work. Okay? But remember, you still have to fear to the point where, you just hope that you're not a part of it. Okay, and now let's see. Verse 26. For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and shall keep thy foot from being taken. Okay, he shall be your confidence. Okay, the Lord is with you, and he's the one that's going to keep you from being. You see, the Lord is not going to give you more than what you can handle. Okay, he's going to make a way for you out of it. It's just that you got to be willing to know. You got to be willing to deny your flesh. Okay, this carnality is what gets us tied to this world, and ultimately ends up getting us into trouble or worse. But the spirit that's inside, that's the more important part. Okay, you're supposed to deny your flesh. Okay, if you don't have mastery over yourself by this particular point, you more than likely you won't survive Jacob's trouble unless the Lord is with you. Okay, verse 27, withhold not good from them to whom it is due, when it is in the power of thy hand to do it. 28, say not unto thy neighbor, go and come again, and tomorrow I will give when thou hast it by thee. So do unto others as others do unto you. Okay, give credit where credit is due. Okay, don't withhold that from somebody when they're deserving of it, rightfully. In 29, it says, devise not evil against thy neighbor, seeing he dwelleth securely by thee. Okay, don't devise evil. Don't plot on people. Okay, don't as I say, betray somebody. Okay, well, especially when they put their trust in you. All right, verse 30. Strive not with a man without cause, if he have done thee no harm. So, don't lash out at someone who's not deserving of it. If he's done nothing wrong, why take your wrath out on that person? That makes no sense. Verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Verse 32. For the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. Okay, so envy not the oppressor. Don't be jealous just because these other nations have the best of everything while we have nothing, while we're at the bottom of the barrel and we're the least looked upon. So what? Who cares? Let them have all this shit. Okay? We have Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and that's better than anything that this world could ever offer. Far better. And I'm going to read verse 32. And for the froward is abomination to the Lord, but his secret is with the righteous. Verse 33. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. Verse 34. Surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace unto the lowly. 35. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. Okay? So the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. Okay? That's going into not just Esau, Edom, and the heathen nations, but also the 2/3 of our people who who would rather choose the world over the Lord, okay? They're the ones that are truly cursed. I mean, yes, all of Israel is still under the curses, but the ones who are really going to catch that hell is you 2/3, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird, whose father's seed line goes back to the nation of Israel. You guys, if you're of the 2/3, you're really going to catch that hell. You know, Lord willing, that we be of the elect, you know, yeah, we're going to go through it, but, you know, the Lord is going to see to it that we make it through it, okay? He's going to be there to help guide us through all the adversity, okay? And let's see, verse 34, surely he scorneth the scorners, but he giveth grace to the lowly. So those who mock and scoff us and scorn us, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai mocks and scoffs them. You know, they be out here saying, you know, that we're a bunch of clowns, false prophets, weirdos, Bible thumpers or whatnot. But let's see what 1 Corinthians 1 Corinthians 4 and 9. 1 Corinthians 4 and 9. And it says, for I think that the Most High hath set forth us the apostles last, as it were approved to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. Verse 10, we are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but we are despised. Okay? So in the eyes of the people here in this world, man, we're seen as nobodies. But to the Lord, we're somebody. Okay? So, in the eyes of the Lord, we are wise, strong, and honorable. But in the eyes of this world, we are weak and despised and fools. So, we're made a spectacle. We're going to seem strange. Something that's going to catch people's eye. You know? But, you know, excuse me. But they'll listen to those pastors in those harlot houses, rather than listen to the men that are willing to, you know, humiliate themselves by being out here in the open, where everybody can see them. Yeah, they'll listen to those so-called Christian pastors, Catholic priests or whatnot. But when it comes to people out here, the men of the Lord who are out here on the highways and byways daily, you know, they laugh, they'll look at us, but they'll keep moving. We try to, you know, simply, you know, it's as simple as this. All we can do is tell you the truth, but we can't make you believe or listen. If you don't want to listen, or if you don't want to believe, then hey, okay, thank you for your time, go. Or why'd you even stop in the first place if you don't believe? Okay? We're not here for a popularity contest. We're not here to please people. Okay? We're here to warn our nation of what's coming. All right, I'm going to go to Hebrews. It's going to be chapter 11. Hebrews chapter 11, starting at verse 3. Slakia. And it says, through faith we understand that the worlds, and this word worlds is going to the word ion. It's the Greek meaning, well, ion, but in modern pronunciation, it's eon. And an eon is an era, a time period, or an age. Okay? So, verse 3, through faith, Hebrews 11 and 3. So, through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of the Most High, so that the things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Verse 4, by faith Abel offered unto the Most High a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous. Righteous, the Most High testifying of his gifts, and by it he, being dead, yet speaketh. Verse 5, by faith Enoch was translated, that he should not see death, and was not found. But the Most High had translated him, for before his translation he had this testimony that he pleased the Most High. And if you look up his name, Enoch, it means dedicated. Okay, he was dedicated to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai translated him. He took Enoch with him, okay, to the spirit world, because he was only dedicated to the Lord. He didn't want Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai didn't want Enoch to be, corrupt and vexed with filthy conversation and the filthy conversation, the philosophy and abominations of the world. Okay. The Lord took him with him. Verse 6, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Okay? So without faith it is impossible to please Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. If you don't have faith, then you obviously do not believe in him, you do not trust in him, and that in his eyes, that's offensive. Okay? And the fact, especially if you've been called into this truth, and if you show little to no faith, all you're doing is just stirring up that wrath in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai towards you. Okay? He called you into this for a reason. So have some faith that he's opened your eyes so that you can understand what's going on and what's about to happen. So have some faith, okay? And remember, faith without works is dead. So what is faith? It is the the fruit of our labor, our works. By keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, fasting, praying, studying, and teaching. And in your walk in this world, to be wise. Know excuse me. Know the laws of this land and how to move accordingly without getting into trouble. Excuse me. Okay, verse 7. Hebrews 11:7. By faith Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. So back then, in that time when there was nothing but wickedness in the land, so Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai told Noah, build an ark. Take your family, your sons, your wife, your sons and their wives, and 2 of each creature, male and female, upon that ark, because he was going to flood everything. Okay? Going to drown the whole world. That was the first death. But now the second one is fastly approaching. That third woe by thermonuclear fire. Okay? So, like I said, it said here, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world. Basically, he turned his back on the world, said, fuck this world, fuck the people. And we're in that same mindset because this society is full of wickedness, hypocrisy. Okay? We don't belong here. As it says in the book of Micah, chapter 2, this is not our rest. Okay? We're not to prosper here. We're not to look for look for a relationship or building a family. Okay? We're here. We're here for the sole purpose of ultimately to get the hell up out of here. Okay, let's see. Verse 8, by faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed. And he went out, not knowing whither he went. So he went by faith. As to say, the just walk by faith, not by sight, right? Verse 9, by faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. Verse 10, for he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. 11, through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful and who had promised. So even Sarah put all her faith and trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Verse 12, therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead. Talking about Esau. So many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the sea shore innumerable. Talking about Jacob. So she gave birth to two. Now let me just go ahead and get that precept. Genesis 25. Let's see, Genesis. Okay. Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. Verse 22, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separate from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. 24, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. 25, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And the name Esau means wasted away is he. Okay, why is he wasted away? Because he lacks melanin. Okay, he's a clean leper, meaning that he was born without melanin. He didn't develop the biblical leprosy over time where you have patches of skin that are missing melanin. Okay, and that's a curse, and that's uncleanness, by the way. So the so-called white people, the Edomites, they're clean lepers. They're born that way. Okay, and why is melanin so important? You can look up the benefits of it. Okay, fights off infections, diseases, bacteria, and protects us from the sun's UV rays. But these so-called white people, they're more prone. They have a higher percentage of catching melanoma, which is skin cancer, than us. Why? Because they lack melanin. And they're also vitamin D inefficient. Okay, their bone structure is weaker. They're just inferior. They're weaker than us. Okay, they can't stand out in the sun for too long because they'll get burnt. But yeah, so these so-called white people, the moment they are born, like I said, red, you know, lacking melanin, they're already sick. They're born sick. That's why they have more health problems than we do, even though this is their kingdom, but they have more issues. Well, for one, they're either wicked and they're not meant to rule in the first place. Okay, in verse 26, and after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bare them. It's 60, meaning 60. Okay. So let's see here. Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So Esau, Edom, was a man that liked to be outdoors, out in the middle of the wild or the forest or whatever, hunting, sports and all that, outdoorsy type. Well, Jacob's a plain man dwelling in tents. Jake just likes to chill at home. Okay, verse 20, and Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. 29, and Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Edom meaning red. 31, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what shall this birthright do me? 33, and Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore to him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up, and he went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Once again, you know, Esau, Edom, this was probably the one righteous thing you've ever done, which was by giving the birthright to our forefather Jacob. So thank you. Thank you for your contribution. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Let me see something real quick here. There. So yeah, you know, basically, you know, Esau didn't give a shit about the birthright that he had, being the firstborn, but ultimately was ordained to go to Jacob anyway. So either way, you know, the deed is done. Now going back to Hebrews chapter 11, and I was at verse Hebrews 11, and yeah, there we go. Oh, I left off at verse 12. Okay, so I'm gonna go to verse 13. Hebrews 11 and 13. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off. So like a visionary, you can see the bigger picture. You can see the end goal from a distance. You can see where this all leads to if you stay on this path. And were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. So, you know, being a stranger, being an alien, as they say, just someone who is not familiar with this particular land's customs, courtesy, and ways of life. And pilgrim being a nomad. You're constantly traveling, you're constantly moving, you don't have a certain dwelling place. Verse 14, for they that say such things declare plain that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had an opportunity to have returned. So basically, like say for example, if it's so good here in, I'm just gonna use America for example. If it's so good here in America, why leave? Why try to find a better place if America is the best thing for you? Right? Okay. Now, verse 16, but now they desire a better country, that is, and heavenly. Wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for he hath prepared for the city. Okay, and that's what we're doing, you know, looking for, as the scriptures say, we look for new heavens, for therein dwelleth righteousness. Okay, that's talking about the other planets, but you get the point where I'm saying we're looking for something better than what we have here right now, because we're all sick and tired of this place. Verse 17, by faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son. 18, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. 19, accounting that the Most High was able to raise him up from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure. Okay, how the Most High, like how Yahweh raised up Yahweh Shai. Okay, now let's see here. Verse 20, by faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. Verse 21, by faith Jacob, when he was dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph and worshipped leaning upon the top of his staff. By faith Joseph, when he died, made mention of the departing of the children of Israel and gave commandments concerning his bones. Which means that they took his excuse me, they took his body with them and they buried him. Verse 23, by faith Moses, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents because they saw he was a proper child, and they not afraid of the king's commandment. Okay, that was talking about, Pharaoh. Verse 24, by faith Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of the Most High than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Okay, and that's what we're doing right now. We would rather suffer affliction for the sake of righteousness than to enjoy the pleasures of wickedness for a season. Okay, we would rather suffer doing the right thing than to enjoy all the fun time and everything, being wicked. Okay. Verse 26, it says, esteeming the approach of Yahushua greater riches than the treasures in Egypt, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. Okay, so willing to bear the shame, willing to bear the shame of doing the right thing in the eyes of another nation that's ruling over you, than to enjoy, like I said, than the treasures of Egypt. Okay, like I said again. Ugh. Oh no, something flew right into my eye. Ugh. But like I said earlier, we're the things of this world cannot be compared to what is to the things to come. Salakia, just had something fly right into my eye. So yeah, it cannot be compared to what the Lord is going to bring. Okay, what Yahweh Shem Yahushai has in store for us is far greater than anything that this world can offer. So yeah, we would rather wait and fight for the reward than to enjoy the temporary simple pleasures of this life. Slakia. Okay, now verse 27. By faith he forsook Egypt, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. And just like today, we forsake this place. Okay, we don't fear Esau Edom. We're not afraid of him. Let him come down with that great wrath, because he knows that he has a short time. And not only that, but at the end of the day, we got the victory either way. 28, through faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. Okay, let's go to Exodus real quick. Exodus 24, starting at the top, verse 1, and it says, and he said unto Moses, come up unto the Lord, thou and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, who are the sons of Aaron, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which the Lord has said we will do. So there you go. We said it right there, that we will obey. Verse 4. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars, according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings, and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood, and put it in basins, which are baskets, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant, and read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that the Lord hath said we will do, and be obedient. So all the words that the Lord has said that were written in that book, okay, it was all written in fine print. We had no excuse. We said that we will obey. So right then and there, that sprinkling of the blood, and the fact that we have made, and that we agreed, that we will obey the law, statutes, and commandments. That was pretty much that blood pact, okay? When you make a blood pact with someone, or a covenant, okay, it's basically like signing a contract, and you have to stick to it, okay? The contracts of this world, you have to stick to it for a certain period of time, but the contract with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is everlasting. It's forever, okay? Okay. Next is going to be 1 Corinthians. First Corinthians chapter 3. First Corinthians chapter 3, starting at verse 8. And it says, verse 9, sorry, 2 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together with the Most High. Ye are the Most High's husbandry, ye are the powers building. Now, when you go into the word husbandry, it goes back to the Greek word Georgian, which means a cultivated field, a tillage. And then when you go when you go deeper into it, it goes back to the word Georgios, which is, a planter, or a farmer, or a tiller of the field. Okay, ye are the Most High's husbandry. Ye are God. You are the Most High's building. And when you go into the word building, it goes back to oikodame, which is Greek, and it means metaphor, like an edification, a building to which, to improve wisdom, piety, happiness, and holiness. So basically, a building where, like a place to increase in wisdom, to how can I put it? Like saying, we are the building. We are the way. We're the light. We're the truth, right? Well, Yahweh Shai is the light and the truth, but this knowledge, wisdom, understanding is that building. It builds us, and it brings us together, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is calling out to his people. Okay, we're part of that building. Okay. Okay, so verse 10, it says, according to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. Verse 11, for other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Okay? So this was Apostle Paul talking. Okay? So he had laid the foundation, but you have to take heed how he buildeth thereupon. Okay? So you have to take heed on how you plan to build thereupon that foundation. Okay? Take heed by, how you walk, how you move, and the things that you do in this life on this side. And there is no man that can, verse 11, for other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahawashi Mashiach. So Yahawashi is that foundation that we are to build thereupon, because he is the mediator. He's the gateway to Yahweh. Okay? Without him, we can't get to the Father. All right. And we'll read down verse 12. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and that fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. So the fire, talking about that adversity, Jacob's trouble. Okay? So every single lesson that you've made, every action that you have done, every word that you have spoken, just everything that you have done up till that time, it's all going to be made manifest. You know, our works are being tried right now, but Jacob's trouble is going to be that ultimate final test to see if everything that you've done while being in this truth, if it's genuine, and if it's, you know, of that real precious fine gold and silver, or if it's just dross, meaning, you know, fake, cankered, useless, no good, undesirable. So Yahweh Shem Yahshai is going to see if you are really, I mean, the Lord knows who the Lord already knows. Excuse me. He knows your spirit, so we're going to see in that day who is of the Lord's flock, his precious jewels. Okay? So our works will be made manifest. Okay? So, you know, that's why you gotta really so you gotta be wise in how you move and what you do, because you just don't know. All right, I'm gonna go to let's see. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get Amos. It's gonna be Amos chapter 3. Amos 3 and 1. And it says, Amos 3 and 1, hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. So Yahweh Shem Yahshai is only dealing with the nation of Israel. He's not dealing with these other nations. Okay, he doesn't care about them. And to prove that, this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 56. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So you carrying a bucket of water and you actually spill some. Oh, no big deal. It's whatever. That's what Yahweh Bashem Yahshai thinks of you other nations. You're playing your part in his story. So you know, in his eyes, you're just doing what he created you to do. Okay, but ultimately, Yahweh Bashem Yahshai is only looking out for his nation, his people, his inheritance, which is Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and you speckled bird. Okay? Now let's see. Let's see. Slack, give me a second here. Okay, I'm gonna go to Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42, verse 1. And it says, Behold, my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. Okay, now this Gentiles, whom it's talking about, it's not talking about the Israelite foreigners. It's talking about the Goyam, or Goyam, which is the other heathen nations. 2, he shall not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. 3, a bruised reed shall he not break, and the smoking flax shall he not quench. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. Verse 4, he shall not fail, nor be discouraged, till he have set judgment in the earth, and the isles wait for his law. For thus saith the power, the Lord, he that created the heavens, and stretched them out, he that spread forth the earth, and that which cometh out of it, he that giveth breath unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein. I, the Lord, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles. Okay, and that Gentiles again is talking about the heathen nations. Okay, because when when Yahushua returns to save his elect, okay, we're gonna come back with Yahushua in the heavenly host, and we're gonna subdue the nations. Okay, we're gonna be on top, and they're gonna be beneath us. And after we subdue them of all their military, of all their weapons and stuff, we're going to be a light unto them. We're going to be that beacon of light of righteousness, so that way they're going to learn how to do things the right way as they were intended to. Okay. Now verse 7 says, to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. Okay, to open the blind eyes and bring out the prisoners from the prison. And who are the prisoners? The Israelites. Okay, whether we be actually locked up or out in the world. Okay, no matter how you see it, America itself is a prison. Okay, this place is a prison. Okay, you think that you, as the old saying goes, the American dream, you have to be asleep to believe it. So, yeah, once you wake up to this dream, you find out it's really a nightmare. Okay, we're in hell. This is hell, and hell is not talking about some place under the ground of the earth where you go and there's a man with a pitchfork wearing a red jumpsuit standing there waiting for you. No, hell is a condition. It's a state of being, a state of discomfort, and that's where we're at right now. In verse 8, and it says here, I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. Okay, so Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not going to give his glory unto any other, nor is he going to give praise to graven images, idols, statues, false gods, deities. And those idols, false idols, not only go into statues or symbols or objects, but also goes into people as well. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is not going to bow down to anybody. Okay, we bow down to him. Okay, now it says here. Okay, I'm gonna get Ephesians. This is gonna be the book of Ephesians. Oh, I skipped it here. Let me go do it. Yep. It's gonna be Ephesians chapter 1. Actually, no, Salakia. Galatians chapter 3, verse 18. Salakia. Okay, and it says here, Galatians 3 and 18. For if the inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise, but the power gave it to Abraham by promise. 19. Wherefore then serveth the law? It was added because of transgressions, till the seed should come, to whom the promise was made, and it was ordained by angels in the hand of a mediator. 20. Now a mediator is not the mediator of one, but the power is one. And who's the mediator? Yahushai. 21. Is the law then against the promises of the Most High? Most High forbid. For if there had been a law given which could have given life, verily righteousness should have been by the law. Verse 22, but the scriptures hath concluded all under sin, that the promise by faith of Yahushua HaMashiach might be given to them that believe. Verse 23, but before faith came, we were under the law, shut up unto the faith, which would afterwards be revealed. 24, wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Hamashiach, that we might be justified by faith. Verse 25, but after that faith is come, we are no longer under a schoolmaster. 26, for ye are all the children of the Most High by faith in Yahushai. Okay? So we are not under the law, we're under faith. That's why we have this grace period. As it says in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 22, roughly paraphrasing, for faith without works is dead. Okay? Your faith is your works. Because the Most High does not change. Okay? He's the same today, yesterday, and from there on. Okay? In fact, where's it at? Romans. Yeah, there we are. Romans 3 and 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? Most High forbid. Yeah, we established the law. We established the law. So now that we're in that process of faith, that doesn't make the law void. The law's still here. We have to obey, no matter what. We establish the law. We declare it. We make it known. Okay, that the laws, statutes, and commandments are still in place. They've never been done away with. They're not void. They've always been in place. It's just that these Christians, so-called Christians, in these harlot houses, they lie to you. Okay, they'll bring out certain scripts and then they twist it, to meet their own needs and their own agenda. Okay. So you have all these different man-made religions teaching about the Bible. You know, these liars, all they're doing is just leading, you know, the masses to slaughter. You know, as it says, roughly paraphrased, says, woe unto you pastors. Okay? You lead astray the sheep, man. That's why the Lord is going to visit you for that. Okay, and now, let's see. Yeah. Go to Ephesians. Ephesians 1 and Ephesians 1 and 11, and it says, in whom. So there we go, right there. So Ephesians 1 and 11, in whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will. 12, that we should be to the praise of his glory, who first trusted in Hamashiach. Verse 13, in whom we also trusted after that ye heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, in whom also after that ye believed, ye were sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise. Lord willing, that be us. Okay? The elect have been sealed with the Holy Spirit of promise. Okay? Meaning that they were already, through the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, they were already preordained. Okay? They were already preordained. They were already chosen to make it. First, verse 14, which is the earnest of our inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession. And that purchased possession is talking about Israel, unto the praise of his glory. Verse 15, wherefore I also, after I heard of your faith in the Lord Yahushai, and love unto all the saints. Okay, verse 16, cease not to give thanks for you, making mention of you in my prayers. Okay, this is Apostle Paul. At verse 17, that the Most High of our Lord Yahushai, the Father of glory, may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of him. Okay. Verse 18, the eyes of your understanding being enlightened, that ye may know what is the hope of his calling, and what the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints. Okay? So, the riches and glory unto his saints, man. That inheritance. So by faith and wisdom, Israel has obtained the promise, the inheritance. Okay? By faith and wisdom, we obtain the promise, which is the inheritance. And that's not a light thing. And it says here, let's see, Ephesians chapter 3. Okay, this is verse 4. Ephesians 3 and Ephesians chapter 3 verse 4, and it says, whereby when ye read, ye may understand my knowledge in the mystery of Hamashiach. Verse 5, which in other ages was not made known unto the sons of men, as is now revealed unto his holy apostles and prophets by the Spirit, that the Gentiles should be fellow heirs. And this Gentiles is talking about the Israelite foreigners. Okay? That the Gentiles should be fellow heirs and of the same body, and partakers of his promise in Hamashiach by the gospel. Okay? So, the elect, 144,000, and the multitude of men, women, and children who are scattered abroad. Whether they look, even if they look like a heathen of the other nations, guess what? You have to take into account, where does this person's bloodline on their father's side? Where does his seed line go back to? Okay. Now, let's see. In verse 5, Ephesians 5 and 5. Excuse me. And it says, for this ye know that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, hath any inheritance in the kingdom of Yahushai and of Yahweh. Verse 6, let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of the Most High upon the children of disobedience. Verse 7, be not ye therefore partakers with them. Okay? So therefore, for the people that are in this world, be not, don't be partakers with them in their wickedness, man. Okay? you don't want, for the people of this world, their inheritance is the grave, the death. But with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, our inheritance is life, everlasting. Okay, I have another script here. Just to prove that we are going to be an example. When we're back in rulership, we're gonna be that righteous path for these other nations to learn and to do better. This is gonna be Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 4. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 4. Deuteronomy 4:4. It says, "But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your power are alive, every one of you this day." So, are we not alive because of this? Verse 5. "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it." Verse 6. "Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes, and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." So, as long as we keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, ordinances, and judgments of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, fast, pray, teach, and study, like I said, on this side, we will seem like we're fools, but in the kingdom, the other nations are going to look at us and say, wow, these really are the people. Wise, understanding, perfect. Think about that, man. People are going to they're going to follow after us. Verse 7, "For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that hath statutes and judgments so righteous, so as all this law which I set before you this day?" So, so what nation is so great? What nation is so great that they call upon the Lord for everything? That have the righteous laws, statutes, and commandments? Israel. Verse 9. "Only take heed to thyself, and keep thy soul diligently, for thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons." Okay? So we have to take heed and keep our soul diligently. Okay? And teach. Teach the future generations that are to come. All right? So, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has given us all that we need. Now we just got to put forth the effort. This is going to be Ecclesiasticus, Sirach. All right, so it says here, this is Sirach, chapter 51, and it says, 51 verse 25. It says, "I opened my mouth and said, buy her for yourselves without money." Okay, so get wisdom for free. Okay? And it says, verse 26, "Put your neck under the yoke and let your soul receive instruction. She is hard at hand to find." So you have to humble yourself, Submit yourself unto the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Be willing to be retaught all over again, to learn everything all over again, but in the right way. "27. Behold with your eyes how that I have had but little labor, and have gotten unto much rest." Verse 28, "Get learning with a great sum of money, and get much gold by her." So get them spiritual riches. Them spiritual riches, you know, it all adds up. Okay, your works, your fruit, your good fruit, you know, your good works, it all adds up. It's all going to work in your favor in the end when the time comes, when the Lord, you know, brings forth the judgment. You know, where are you going to stand with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in these days? Okay? Verse 29, "Let your soul rejoice in his mercy and be not ashamed of his praise." Okay? Rejoice in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's mercy, that he's continuing to uphold us and not just give us the boot. Okay? And be not ashamed of his praise. Don't be ashamed of him. Okay? The only ones who should be ashamed is these other nations and the 2/3, because they're against the Lord. 30, "Work your work betimes, and in his time he will give you your reward." So keep going. Keep going at it with this. In the end, you'll be rewarded. Okay? So, you know, don't put this off. You know, a little bit of labor, but you're going to get much rest. Okay? And that's what we're grinding for. We're grinding for that rest, the kingdom. Okay? A little labor for a season, and to get much rest, which is the kingdom, which is to come. All right? Now, I get, where was I going to go? I just had it right on the top of my head, too. Dang. See if I can find it real quick here. Okay, let's see. Oh man, where to go? I just had it too in my mind, but now it just went away. Oh wait, hold on. Salakia. There we go. 1 Peter 1:4. There we go. And it says, "To an inheritance incorruptible and undefiled, and that fadeth not away, reserved in heaven for you." Verse 5, "Who are kept by the power of the Most High through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptation." Verse 7, "That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushai Mashiach." Okay. Verse 8, "Whom having not seen ye love, and whom though now ye see him not, yet believing ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory." Verse 9, "Receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls." Verse 10, "Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you." Okay. So, you know, even though we be in manifold temptations, which means we're vexed, you know, we're being constantly tempted on every level, and that's part of the adversity. You know, you have to deny your flesh all the way through and through, because this flesh is ultimately going to get you into trouble. Okay? We are of the spirit, we're not of the flesh. Okay? So again, by faith and wisdom, we obtain the promise, which is the inheritance, through the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? Lord willing that this was an edifying camp lesson. I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Ba'ath Dawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Ababa Bal, Shalom, Barakatam.